Hello students, this is Shivani ma'am. Hope you are doing your assignments properly in your notebooks. Okay, so today we are going to start a very interesting chapter, chapter number 3 from your course book, Three Men in a Boat. This is actually an extract from the comic masterpiece Three Men in a Boat, written by Jerome K. Jerome, whose picture you can see on your screen. Jerome K. Jerome was an English author known for his wit and humor. The full name of this novel is Three Men in a Boat, to say nothing about the dog. This novel, published in 1889, is a humorous account by Jerome of a 2-week boating holiday on the River Thames in London. So, this is actually a travelogue. Students, now we should know the main 3 characters of this novel. The main 3 characters in this novel are George, Harris and Jay. Narrator has named himself Jay. They also have a dog, Montmorency, who accompanies these 3 men. Students, I would like to tell you one thing, that the narrator Jay is actually a hypochondriac. Hypochondriac is a person who is abnormally anxious about his health. His other 2 friends also feel the same about their health. So these 3 feel that they need rest and change from the humdrum of life. You know what is humdrum? The monotonous and dull routine is called as humdrum. Now these 3 friends plan a trip to a secluded place away from the madding crowd. Now in your chapter, in the beginning of the story, you will read how these 3 friends are sitting in their room and talking about their health. Now students, these 4 people, George, William, the narrator and Montmorency, they were sitting in the narrator's room and talking about how bad they were, bad from a medical point of view. Now, I already told you that the narrator was a hypochondriac and he thought that he had all kinds of diseases. Similar were the feelings of his friends also. Now, they all were feeling very seedy. Seedy means unwell. They were feeling unwell and were getting quite nervous about it. And these 3 of us also felt some fits of giddiness. Do you know what is giddiness? Giddiness is the feeling that everything is moving and that you're going to fall. Now, the narrator felt that there was something wrong with his liver. He felt that his liver was out of order. Out of order means not well. And he thought that because he had just been reading a patent liver pill circular in which they were detailed the various symptoms by which a man could tell when his liver was out of order. And the narrator felt that he had all the symptoms in him. Now, with the thought that he was not well, he remembered that once he went to a British museum and read up the treatment for some slight ailment of which he had a touch. He also thought that he had hay fever. Ailment, you know what is ailment? It is an illness. He thought that he had hay fever and he took a book, he read it all, and when he read the book completely, he thought that there was some trouble. He thought that there was some devastating scourge. Scourge is a trouble. And he started feeling the symptoms of the diseases. And then he came with the feeling that he had all the diseases in him. When he read all the books, he felt that he had all the diseases except one. And that one disease which he felt he didn't have was the housemaid's knee. Now you should know what is housemaid's knee. Housemaid's knee is a problem in your cavity of your knee. There is an inflammation of the fluid filled cavity covering the kneecap. Now this man thought that except this one disease, he has all the diseases. Now with this horrifying feeling, he went to his friend who was a medical man and he was actually his old chum. You call his chum means friend. The doctor felt his pulse and looked at his tongue and talked about the weather and then wrote a prescription for him. To the narrator's surprise, there was no disease mentioned in the prescription. And now the narrator was really happy. He felt that his life was preserved and was still going on. So then he came back to his friends. Now, all these friends sat for half an hour describing to each other their illness. The narrator explained to George and William and Harris how he felt when he got up in the morning. William Harris also told how he felt when he went to bed, and George stood on the hearthrug and gave a clever and powerful piece of acting. Illustrative. You know what is illustrative? Illustrative means helping to explain something. When you show something with the help of pictures, so it is called as illustrations of how he felt in the night. Now, all these friends, after discussing about their problems, they came to a unanimous opinion that whatever it was had been brought on by overwork. So they felt that they had been overworking for a long time, and what they actually wanted was rest. So they needed rest. Now, rest and a complete change, said George. The overstrain upon our brains has produced a general depression throughout the system. This is what George said. Change of scene and absence of the necessity for thought will restore the mental equilibrium. Equilibrium means balance. Now, these friends felt that they needed a complete change, and the change will definitely help in restoring their mental balance, mental equilibrium. Now, the narrator also agreed with George and suggested that they should seek out some retired and old world spot far from the madding crowd and dream away a sunny week among its drowsy lanes. Now, they decided that they should go to a beautiful place, either a mountainside or a seashore, to get some relief and to feel better. So, now they are deciding that what place should they go to. So students, in the next part I'll be telling you what place they decide to go and whether this is materialized or not. So we'll be sending you some extracts and questions related to the pages we have read, and I hope you understood. Thank you.